Hello, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Goretti, and I am the counselor at Butterfly Project. So today, this is a very requested video that I just wanted to do for you guys. So I am out in nature. Today, I took a self-care day and spent 2 hours in the sun, which was amazing. So and now the clouds are out. And it's a little bit windy, but that's perfect. So I got some notes here because I don't want to forget anything, and usually I do, and I think about it after. So I want to make sure everything is in here. So today I am going to be talking about manifesting. Okay, so this is manifesting. For those who don't know what manifesting is, it is, kind of creating or calling into your life, desires, wishes, dreams, things that you want. Um, and this is manifesting anything big or small, okay? So there are many different, techniques and tools and different things that you can do to be able to manifest. And it doesn't really matter what you use. So if you've been learning about this, really doesn't matter if you're using just imagination, going through scenes in your mind, if you're using affirmations, if you're scripting and writing things out, if you're like repeating things over and over again. Um, it doesn't really matter what techniques you use, and there are several. And I'll probably do another video on that as well, but this one's going to be hopefully short and sweet. So techniques really just get you into the state of the wish fulfilled. So, or some people call it the God state. If you don't like the word God, scratch that out, whatever. But really, it is just getting you into the state of the wish fulfilled. How do we go about doing that? Techniques is a really great way to do it, and I'll explain to you why a little further into this video. So, once you learn the basic principles of manifesting, which are really very simple, it is whatever your thoughts are, whatever's going on in your imagination, whatever you are feeling with your heart, and the feelings really is a big one. I think it was Neville Goddard or Wayne Dyer that said, feeling is the secret, because it really truly is. Feelings are a big kind of catalyst to be able to get things moving. So that's why imagination really works. If you can get into your imagination and really feel the feelings, that kind of amplifies your ability to manifest. Okay. Sorry about that. People going by. So, principles really is not enough. Um, it's good to have the knowledge, right? I always tell my clients this: knowledge is power, awareness is key. And we want to be able to have the knowledge to be able to manifest. We want to be able to have the awareness to know what exactly am I feeling? What thoughts am I having throughout the day? We have thousands of thoughts a day. Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they in line with what I'm trying to manifest and create and bring into my life? So, these things are good. We need to be aware of the fears that are coming up, right? Very important. But knowing these principles are not enough, right? Because then we actually have to do it. We have to actually put these things into practice. So I'll give you an example. Knowing about imagination, right? Knowing that, I'm going to use some terms that maybe you've never used before, but 4D reality is the imagination. 5D reality is like the spiritual realm, okay? And the 3D reality is the physical, tangible, what you see, feel, and experience right now, right? So, um, these, you know, realities, okay, let me backtrack a little bit here. Hang on. Um, you have to actually do the work. For example, imagination. Okay, so if you realize or learn about it, understand the principles of, if I go into my 4D reality, that's actually the real reality. Okay. 3D is like a projection. So if you can imagine a projector, it's kind of like what you feed into the projector. is the 4D reality, the imagination. And then what projects out is the 3D. And here's where people go wrong. They try to change what we call the mirror, which is the 3D really is just a mirror reflection of what is going on in your imagination and in your heart, your feelings, right? So if you want to manifest and create something and you're projecting out fears or disbelief, right? Doesn't matter how many affirmations you do, that's what's going to show up in your reality, right? So if you understand, going back to principles, if you understand the principle of imagination, right? Like, okay, whatever I imaginate, it's going to be projected out. That's what I'm going to get in my 3D tangible physical reality. If I don't want that, I need to change it. Okay, great. So you know the principle. Okay, knowledge is power, right? You're aware of like maybe fears that come up. You know, you face the fears, you get past the fears, you go back into, believing. But then if you're not actually doing the work of doing the imagination, principles don't matter. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about, okay? Sorry guys, I forgot my stick, and so I'm using my arm, and like my arm was getting really tired and hurting. Okay, so you have to do the work to kind of implement these principles, not just think about them, not just know about them. And unfortunately, too many people in the manifesting community love, watching people on YouTube and, all these videos teaching them, and that's great and everything, but it doesn't really change the fact that you're not actually implementing or doing the work. So you really kind of need to actually sit down and do it. I know, it can be tough sometimes, but hey, if you really want something, that's what you're going to do, right? And I have manifested countless miracles in my life. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, the other thing is mental diet. Now, mental diet, it's kind of like, physical diet, same kind of thing. What you put in, you get out, right? What goes in, comes out. So, if you're putting in these negative thoughts, disbelief, not, you know, not believing or having faith that you're going to have this, if you keep looking at the mirror, the projection, the 3D reality and saying, oh, I don't see it, it's not here yet, you keep checking, that's what is going to be reflected back to you. It's like self-sabotage. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's going to keep happening, right? So mental diet is really, and this is where awareness comes in, which is great. Mental diet is about being aware of what are you thinking? What are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the feelings that you're having? If you're having things like anxiety, fear, right? You're not going to manifest, right? So we need to remove that. That's the mental diet. It's kind of like removing, the bad stuff we shouldn't be eating, same kind of thing, right? So the other thing is the subconscious mind, which kind of runs the show. I've talked about this before, but 95% of our life is run by our subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind does not know the difference between physical, tangible reality and what you're imagining. And if you're really good at imagining, and I'm sure we've all done it at some point, daydreaming or whatever it is, fantasizing, that when you get into that state, right, that state of being, what happens is, you start to, if you can really feel it, that just like amplifies that manifestation. Okay. So, um, so as you're impressing your subconscious mind, okay, so mental diet also is be careful what you're listening to, who you're sharing your manifestations with, who you're talking to, what you're taking in from social media, from the news, all this kind of stuff. You kind of want to remove any negativity, anybody that's trying to sabotage your success, or the naysayers, right? Like, oh, that doesn't work. Guys, I've manifested like crazy manifestations, things, some of them over the years beyond my wildest dreams. So believe me, this works, but you have to believe, you have to have faith. That is the main ingredient. Okay, so going a little ahead here, but that is believing in the unseen. That is faith. Okay, that is the special ingredient. Yes, we can manifest things that we don't believe in, but it takes a lot more work doing it that way. And I'm all about productivity and doing things the easy way. Okay. If you guys work with me, you know that. So when we're impressing the subconscious mind, we have what's called the ego. Okay. So the ego, was kind of created, from the beginning of time. Basically, in evolution, humanity, all of that, it was created to protect us, right? So back in, centuries ago, when we were living in the wild and we were facing animals and, tigers and bears and all that kind of stuff, right? And starvation and things like that, the ego came in to create fear, right? To help protect us, so we would have things like anxiety and worry, that's all fear. But in today's world, we don't have to worry about that anymore, right? Well, generally anyway. So what happens is, um, as you're trying to impress your subconscious mind with this imagination, affirmations, whatever technique you're using, and you're telling yourself that, yep, this is my reality, you're kind of, you almost have to be delusional. Okay, so you're telling yourself, this is my reality. Um, and your subconscious mind starts to take that in, and the ego comes in and goes, no, no, it's not. That's not what I see in the physical realm. That is not what you are seeing, feeling, touching, hearing. That's not it, right? And it comes in and it starts to bring up fears. That's the ego's job. It's okay. We love the ego. It protects us. It helps us from not getting, hit by a car when we're crossing the street, right? Like, it has its purpose. But when you're trying to manifest, it doesn't have a purpose. Okay. And so this is where mental diet comes into play. And this is where you have to say, like, no, I'm not going to think those negative thoughts. I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to focus on that. Okay. The other thing is that whatever you focus on persists. So if are trying to manifest, let's say more money. Okay. We'll use that one. More money. And you look at your bank account and you're in a negative, you're like, I don't see the money. And if you keep being focused on that, you're just going to create more of it. So if you want more money, you got to start saying no. Let's say you have $1 in your account. You're like, oh, I have $1,000 in my account. That's how you do it. I know these principles are so simple, and that's why so many people don't believe in this process, because it's so simple. It's like, how can it possibly be that simple to manifest and bring in these like incredible like dreams and desires and wishes I have? It is that simple, you guys. It really is that simple, but it's not easy because the ego keeps getting in the way. We have past traumas, past fears, all these things, come up. The ego brings it up. The ego's like, remember when this happened? Remember when this happened? Remember when you wanted that and you didn't get it? So we really need to have that mental diet, be diligent, be persistent, okay? And what are you going to persist in? The new story. So you need to come up with a new story for yourself. Like, I'm a lucky woman. I'm the woman that has it all. I am the man that has it all. I am, wealthy. I am healthy. I am youthful. I am abundant, whatever it is. Okay. So come up with a new story, and not just a one-liner like that, but actually, like, I have written out stories of like what my life looks like, right? And slowly but surely things are happening. So tell a new story. What is your new story? Just think about, what do I desire? What do I dream? If I woke up tomorrow, this is the, you know, miracle question, we call it in counseling. But if you were to wake up tomorrow and your life was exactly how you wanted it, what would it look like? Try to make a short story, short statement that you can memorize and kind of repeat, say over and over again, or that you can go in your imagination and actually focus on and do. Okay. So, you are going to tell a new story. You're going to persist in that new story, and you are going to be faithful to that new story. This is how you manifest and create. Doesn't matter what is in front of you, doesn't matter what your eyes see, what your ears hear, what your physical body feels or thinks. You are going to persist and be faithful in the new story. That is how to be in the state of the wish fulfilled. That's what we call it. All right. So believing in the unseen, having faith, no matter what comes into your physical reality, it is having that faith. And also, It's a confident inner knowing. And you guys, this is a decision that you have to make each and every moment. This is, that's practice makes perfect, right? I've been manifesting for years. And, I still stumble. I'm not the greatest at it. We're human, right? But stay persistent, stay faithful to the new story, right? Be in that state of the wish fulfilled. Believe in the unseen and have faith. And the thing is that some days are going to be easier or better than others. Some days you're actually going to be like, okay, I can do this. I totally have faith. I totally believe. But when things are coming at you in the physical realm, right? Or, your ego is just bombarding you. It can be really hard, okay? But practice this. Faith is a muscle, okay? It's just like when we're trying to bodybuild or whatever, build muscles. Same thing. Faith is a muscle, okay? So it's practice, everyday practice. And it is making the decision each and every moment. So maybe I didn't make the good decisions of a good mental diet and persisting and being faithful to my news story for the past hour. But guess what? It's a new hour, it's a new minute, it's a new second, and I make a new choice. So it is about making a decision and making that choice that no, I am going to be faithful to the news story. I'm going to go into my mind's eye. I'm going to go within myself and I am going to imagine it. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to feel it as if it's already happening. Guys, this is what kids do. Do you guys remember? Go back to your childhood. You used to daydream. This is how kids manifest and create things. It's amazing. I'm watching my little guy do it. Um, so each and every moment, you're going to make a decision and a choice to be able to stick to this news story, to be faithful to this news story, to persist in the news story, and to only focus within yourself on what it is that you want. Okay. Um, And my last point, you guys, so you're going to have this confident inner knowing. Like when you go within like that, you're like, yes, I have this. Yes, I am experiencing. Yes, this is exactly what my life looks like. That's my bank account. That's my relationship. That's my health, whatever it is for you. Okay. And the last thing I just want to say to you guys is when manifesting, and I have experienced this countless times. Let's say I'm trying to manifest something and I really want it. You ever try to grab onto something or to someone and you hold that so tightly? Well, when you're gripping onto something like that, it can be really hard to flow. So something else to keep in mind is you also want to go with the ebb and flow. You're going to have signs, you're going to have synchronicities, just ride the wave, go with the flow. But the other thing is, don't be so serious about this. You have to be playful, have fun with it, see what you can manifest, come up with some crazy things. That's why we manifest little things. It's to kind of train us and to build that muscle of belief and faith, right, in this process. But you guys, don't be so serious. So I have manifested so many things when I'm being just playful, when I'm just playing with the universe, and for me it's also God, right? And just saying, like, wouldn't it be nice if this happened? I'd really like if I had this. That is when manifestations come in super quick. You know why? Not only are you being lighthearted and playful, and that doesn't create any resistance. So your ego doesn't get in the way. Okay, your ego doesn't come in to say, no, it's not, right? And then you got to kind of wrestle with that. What happens is when we're just being playful and light and having fun with it, there's no resistance. And so it's like the water hose or the garden hose, right? When we kink it, the water can't go through. But when we let go and we just allow, the water flows. That's the same with the universe and with manifesting and bringing in these things into your world and into your life. So be playful, have fun with this, and don't be so serious, and just go with the flow, have fun with it. One of the statements I use a lot is wouldn't it be nice, right? Or isn't it so wonderful that I have this? Kids do it all the time, you guys. Reconnect to that inner child. Okay, start daydreaming, have fun with this. Don't be so serious. All right, my loves? Thanks so much for being here. I absolutely love doing this for you. And you guys, as always, I wish you all peace, love, and light. Until next time, bye-bye.